In the mid-1970s, Pakistan was reeling from a devastating defeat and a shattered national psyche. Stripped of territory, humiliated on the battlefield, it faced an existential question. How do you deter a far larger neighbor? The answer lay in a clandestine laboratory beneath a leafy hill, where a handful of scientists set out to do the impossible: build a nuclear bomb in secret, on par with the great powers. This is the story of Pakistan's atomic race. After the 1971 war and the birth of Bangladesh, Pakistan's leadership feared India's conventional and nuclear superiority. Indian scientists had already tested a peaceful nuclear device in 1974, codenamed Smiling Buddha. Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto famously vowed, "We will eat grass or leaves, even go hungry, but we will get one of our own." That pledge transformed Pakistan's scientific community overnight into a covert weapons program. Bhutto's vision. In January 1972, Bhutto summoned Dr. Ishrat Hussain Usmani, then chair of the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, PAEC, to the Prime Minister's office. When Usmani hesitated, citing international treaties, Bhutto replied, "Thank God we have no sanctions of the type IAEA would like to impose on us." Splitting the program. Pakistan's nuclear efforts split into two streams. The PAEC under Munir Ahmad Khan focused on uranium enrichment and weapon design, while Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, a metallurgist who had worked in the Netherlands, set up a parallel centrifuge-based enrichment network at Kahuta. Selecting a remote site was critical. The hill station of Kahuta, just outside Islamabad, offered secrecy and security. Kahuta Research Laboratories. Founded in 1976 under the guise of uranium metallurgy research, its real mission was to enrich uranium via gas centrifuges imported clandestinely from European suppliers. Black market acquisitions. A.Q. Khan leveraged contacts in Europe to obtain thousands of high-precision Maraging steel rotors and vacuum components, often mislabeled as machine parts bound for benign industries. Parallel PAEC efforts. Meanwhile, PAEC scientists developed a plutonium production reactor at Karachi's Khanup and a heavy water research reactor at Chashma to produce weapons-grade plutonium. Turning raw uranium into bomb-grade fissile material requires enrichment from 0.7% to over 90% U-235. Pakistan's twin-track approach raised critical technical challenges. Gas centrifuges. Centrifuges spin uranium hexafluoride gas at over 60,000 RPM. The heavier U-238 drifts outward, while the lighter U-235 concentrates near the center. Stacking hundreds of centrifuges in cascades gradually increases purity. Plutonium pathway. At Kanup's CANDU reactor, natural uranium fuel and heavy water moderator produced plutonium isotopes. Extracting plutonium from spent fuel demanded hot cells, chemical separation lines, and precise radiological controls. Weaponization. PAEC's theoretical physics group, under Dr. Riazuddin, modeled bomb designs, including implosion devices using tamper calculations, high explosive lens configurations, and neutron initiators. Field tests demanded dry-run experiments on non-fissile materials to perfect timing and symmetry. As Pakistan's nuclear capability matured, Western intelligence agencies, especially the US and Britain, began piecing together the plot. Export controls. 1978, the Nuclear Suppliers Group tightened controls on centrifuge components. But A.Q. Khan's network outwitted inspectors through shell companies in Dubai and Kuala Lumpur. Diplomatic deals. Pakistan signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968, but never ratified it, arguing that regional dynamics required parity. Bhutto's government deftly deflected international calls for inspections by insisting on sovereign right to pursue civilian energy. Intelligence gaps. India's intelligence services alerted the world to Kahuta, yet operational security, compartmentalization, need-to-know protocols, and a culture of secrecy kept the program hidden until its culmination. By the early 1990s, Pakistan had amassed enough enriched uranium and plutonium for several weapons. Test required political will. 1998. Indian tests. On May 11 and 13, 1998, India conducted Pokhran-2, 5 underground nuclear detonations. The seismic waves reverberated not only across the desert, but through Pakistani leadership. Decision to test. Within days, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif convened the National Command Authority. Facing intense domestic pressure and regional credibility concerns, he ordered Pakistan to demonstrate its own deterrent. Operation Chagai. On May 28 and 30, 1998, in the remote Ras Koh hills of Balochistan, Pakistan detonated 6 devices, 5 uranium-based blasts, and 1 thermonuclear boosted design. Yields ranged from sub-kiloton experiments to a 40-kiloton device, equivalent to twice the size of Hiroshima. With Chagai, Pakistan joined the nuclear club. The tests reshaped South Asia's strategic landscape. Regional deterrence. Pakistan's bomb created a precarious equilibrium. Subsequent doctrines, like full-spectrum deterrence, outlined first-use threats against India's conventional superiority. International sanctions and relief. The U.S., Japan, and others imposed sanctions, cutting off military aid and blocking financial transactions. Over the next decade, Pakistan navigated hardship through IMF loans, Chinese partnerships, and covert procurements. Legacy of A.Q. Khan. In 2004, Abdul Qadir Khan confessed to running an illicit proliferation network, supplying uranium enrichment technology to Iran, Libya, and North Korea, underscoring the risks of loose controls. From Bhutto's defiant vow to Operation Chagai's thunderous detonations, Pakistan's path to the bomb was a clandestine odyssey of science, politics, and secrecy. It reshaped South Asian security and challenged the world's non-proliferation regime. What surprised you most about this secret race? Drop your thoughts below. Khan's genius or dangerous gamble? And subscribe for more deep dives into the turning points of history.